love the Eucharist, and I believe that communion is not just symbolic. And that's a huge conversation amongst Protestants, saying that the Eucharist is simply symbolic and it does not go beyond that. Talk to us about the Eucharist, because I don't believe it's just symbolic. Do I believe that there's like an elemental change, transubstantiation? I don't know yet. My heart is so open, so open.
So I've seen a whole lot of videos like this lately from people who identify as Protestant. Either they embrace the literal eating of Christ's body and blood in the Lord's Supper, or like her, they're sympathetic towards this position. Now, I'm sure that this woman is nice enough, and I'm familiar enough with the Girls Gone Bible podcast to know it is a massive influence on Christian young women. But this language goes against the crux of Protestantism. To be a Protestant means that Scripture is the final interpreter of Scripture. If someone reads a text like John 6 in isolation, or through the lens of the Catholic Church, they might walk away with the view that we actually have to eat Jesus' body and blood. After all, John 6:53 says that unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you. But there's a problem here. John has already given us a story in his gospel to interpret this story. In John 4, Jesus comes to the Samaritan woman and he offers her living water. He tells her in John 4:14, "Whoever drinks of the water that I will give him will never be thirsty again." And she says to him in the very next verse, "Sir, give me this water." Well, in John 6, we actually see an exact parallel to this. Jesus tells the crowd that they need to eat of the true bread. And the people say to Jesus in John 6:34, "Sir, give us this bread always." And he responds to them in the very next verse by telling them that whoever believes in me shall never thirst. The parallel nature of these passages tells us that the gospel author wants John 4 and John 6 to mutually interpret one another. Jesus isn't telling the Samaritan woman that she actually needs to drink some sort of living water. He's telling her that she needs to be washed by the Spirit. Likewise, Jesus isn't telling the crowds in John 6 that they actually need to eat him. He's telling them that they need to participate in the benefits of his coming crucifixion. Now, I understand why my Catholic brothers read John 6 the way that they do. They're interpreting John 6 in light of Catholic tradition. But a Protestant can't be a consistent Protestant and read the Bible this way. It's not that we're against tradition, but we believe that tradition needs to be tested by the standard of Scripture. And in this case, we'd say that John seems pretty clear in what he means. So with much love, I say to this young lady, if she wants to be consistent, she either needs to reevaluate the way that she's reading Scripture, or she just needs to join the Catholic Church.